Yeah, my name is Erin Hastings. I'm the director of Yungsnag, which is about a local Milwaukee artist and his struggles and how that correlates with his music.
So, being a documentary filmmaker with this subject, how did you come across this subject? Did you know him before you had an idea to do a film?
Mhm. Yeah, my partner actually worked with him and working together kind of learned a little bit about him. And I just thought it seemed like he had an interesting story, and I thought his music seemed very interesting as well. So I thought that would make a good subject for a film.
Great. So, your partner works with you on the film?
He does. My partner, I believe his title was a part of our like PA crew. He helped a lot with location, deciding kind of where we'd film, and then he was also present during the interview, helping me with the questions. So he was definitely a big part in the film. Yeah.
So, this young man, um, who goes by the name Yungsnag,
Hmm.
uh, he's had quite a life in the last few years.
Hmm.
Um, Talk about him a little bit more. Your partner found him, but what drew you to him?
Yeah, he is just very open about his story and his struggle with mental health, which I think is a very admirable thing. Um, and his willingness to talk about that and put it in his music, um, I think is a very important story to tell. So I'm very fortunate that he was willing to take part in this project. And I think we were able to make something that we could both be proud of.
Has he seen the final?
He has, yeah, he has. Happy about it. I mean, it's exciting. It's his first, I think, project of this sort. And he's only, I think now he's 18. At the time we were making this, he was 17. So I think it's a big project to take on when you're so young, and it can be very exciting and also a little scary. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty well.
Great. That's good that he likes how it turned out.
Mhm.
Um, you are you currently a film major at UWM? Your bio says you are.
Yes, yes. I am about to start my last semester at UWM as a film major.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So you're graduating after the fall?
I am, yeah, in December.
Oh, great. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Is documentary what you like to do, or is it just that this subject felt the need to do a documentary?
Yeah, I think documentary has been my main focus. I do like narrative as well, but I think as time has gone on through school and I keep making documentary projects, I've kind of discovered, oh, I guess this is like my main focus. So, yeah, it is something I like to focus on.
What other projects have you done?
Um, Before Young Snag, I think my most recent project was actually about my own father. It was also a documentary about kind of our family in general, and how we dealt with, he had an aortic dissection in 2011, which is a big like heart surgery type thing, and it came with a lot of recovery. So it was sort of a film about us specifically, but how that sort of subject affects families and how you kind of try to work through that sort of thing.
Okay. You mentioned you're also a photographer.
Mhm.
Is photography a way that you kind of moved into filmmaking? I know it is for some people.
Yeah, I think it definitely was. I was very fortunate in high school that my school offered a sort of video production class. So that was kind of sort of my first entry point into realizing I was interested in this sort of thing.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to York Community High School in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You split your time between Chicago and Milwaukee, right?
I do. I'm mainly based in Milwaukee these days, but I try to make it to the Chicago area maybe about once a month.
In your description of your film, Young Snag, you said that this film was made in Milwaukee by those who live here. You're
Mhm.
very proud of that fact that everyone involved in your film is from Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, I think it's important to support like community-based projects and being able to work with your local community. So I am proud of the fact that it was made by, everybody. A part of the film is in Milwaukee because that's something that is relevant to all of us.
Yeah, it's primarily shot around the east side. I know some of the locations and kind of familiar with them.
Mhm.
With that, you're graduating soon, so do you have an idea what you're going to do after you graduate?
Yeah, anything I can get my hands on, pretty much. I'm primarily a video editor, so anything I can do in that realm. And again, I like to work with local community members as much as I can. So I try to do work with uh, people on Brady Street. I've done some work with the Wisconsin Environmental Health Network. So I'll probably stick around local for a while.
Do you have any desires to even make a feature documentary?
I think at some point, yeah. I'm not sure what it would be yet, but I do definitely think that's something in the future.
Do you have a upcoming project you have ideas on?
Not yet. I'm trying to decide, since it's my last semester, I would like to do like one bigger project. And I think since I haven't done a lot of narrative, but it is something I still like to do, I think the next one might be a narrative.
You said you've done a little, but what kind of narrative work have you done?
I like to do kind of stranger storylines, I guess. So a narrative I did was a sort of horror type with a haunted piano and trying to deal with that. So I like to go a bit of a quirky route, I guess, when it comes to narrative. I like picking stories that seem a little strange and being able to work off that.
With your subject, Yungsnag, in the documentary, he mentioned that he would like to eventually move out of Wisconsin, take a van, visit the country.
Mm.
Uh, how is he on those plans? Do you know? Have you kept in touch with him?
Yeah, he still has school to finish first. He is still in high school because he did have a bit of a setback um, when it came to school. So he's just a little still catching up. So I think he still has maybe another year to go before he moves forward with that plan. But I think it's definitely something he's still interested in.
Yeah, he wants to concentrate on music too, as well.
Yeah, he's still working on his music. I try to keep an eye on his Spotify, YouTube, everything he has. He's still working on producing whatever he can.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad he's coming through that okay. Do you have any closing thoughts about your film? Anything that might want to get people to see it?
I just think it's important that everybody will have their struggles that they go through, but obviously there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And for Yungsnag, it's music. For me, it could be film. I think there's something for everyone, and I just want it to be seen as a hopeful film about a cool young guy.
Yeah, he is pretty cool.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for doing this today.
Sure thing. Thank you for having me.